Well, hello again, everybody. This is another Bible review. This is going to be one again from the Vintage collection, or the Classics series, perhaps you could say. This is a Ryrie Study Bible, which was published around 1978 and contains the New American Standard Bible, New American Standard Version, I suppose I should say, the original 77 version of that. As you can see, this bonded leather cover has taken a bit of a beating since 1978, but it has withstood the test of time fairly decently, I would say. I purchased this Bible a couple of years ago on eBay, and the reason I had found interest in it is early on in my my Christian journey, I was really appreciative and really into the ministry of Charles Stanley, and so I used to watch not only his more recent videos, but a lot of his much older videos from back in the 80s and the 90s. And way back then, he commonly used it was either a dark blue or a black version of this Bible, the Ryrie Study Bible, in the New American Standard Version by Moody Press. And one thing that struck me about this Bible was the layout. There's the two primary columns, references are out here to the edges, and then the notes of Charles Ryrie is down here at the bottom, rather than being kind of cluttered throughout the text or anything of that nature. So that keeps that a bit neat. So I really like the layout of that Bible, and also was intrigued by the similarities that there are in terms of layout between this and what ended up being the In Touch Ministries NASB that they released in, I believe, 99 or 2000, somewhere in there, which Dr. Stanley had a hand in designing himself. And you'll notice the similarities between this, except in the In Touch version, of course, they removed the references on the side, and there's no notes from anyone. But in terms of that basic idea of how the text is laid out, it is very, very similar. And one of the things that I do like about this one is these wonderful introductions that they have, that lets you know the setting and all that, but then also gives you this breakdown outline, as you can see, which will then correspond with the verses as it goes through. And each book has these, and I find that to be very helpful. There is a little bit of highlighting in here, and as you can see, there's really no bleed through on that. This is pretty much what I would consider the standard thin Bible paper. It's not the greatest, and where this is so old, I have never tried writing in it myself, so everything that is in it is as it arrived to me. In the back of the book, there are some wonderful, a lot of wonderful notes and things of that nature from Dr. Ryrie's study. And then there's the standard concordance section, followed by some Bible maps, which I actually like pretty well, and a couple of charts. They're also very nice in the very back. One interesting thing that I'll share with you from this Bible: when I purchased this, I was going through it the first time and was struck by whomever the previous owner was had made a few notes here, and one that particularly struck me was this quote here. when you pray for others, don't pray unless you are willing to be part of the answer. I was quite impacted by that as I held it that day after I had just opened it. In fact, I ended up later having that very same quote etched onto a little plaque that is on my desk. So that plaque always reminds me not only of that saying, but of that of this Bible. But anyway, that is the Ryrie Study Bible, the 1978 version. They do still have a modern version that you can get. You can also still get it in NASB. I personally like this layout a bit better, which is the reason I went backed up into history a bit and got this one rather than the modern version. Although that I'm aware of, the text and the notes and all that, or excuse me, the notes would be pretty much the same. It's not the same layout, but the same notes. But anyway, again, that's the Ryrie Study Bible, the 1978 version. If you have any questions or comments, or perhaps if you have one of these, let me know. Please like the video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe to the channel if you would be interested in the future of perhaps more Bible reviews. So, thank you very much, and please be kind to one another.